Good morning and welcome to the Morning Spotlight. My name is Mike Ham. I'm a sales executive for Fidelity National Title Group. Today our guest is Kerry Barrett, founder and CEO of Kerry Barrett Consulting, a full-service public speaking and media presentation and strategy firm. Kerry, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. It's a crazy time, but like many of us, I'm getting used to working from home and doing everything via Zoom. And thank you for having me here today. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
A little bit about my business. Well, I started my business just about a year ago. I have a 20-year career in broadcast news, an Emmy award-winning reporter and anchor and producer, but I left that because I was tired of getting up at 1:30 in the morning and I was a shell of my former self. All I could manage to do was drool when I got home, and that was not the kind of mother I wanted to be. So I launched my own business because what makes more sense when you want to take it easy than starting a new business?
Right.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
So I started my business, like I said, about a year ago, and I teach people public speaking skills. I also now, especially so, I teach people how to present on camera, and that means a couple of different things depending on what your goals are, and where you're looking to take your career and your business. So for some people, that simply means I want to learn how to put together simple marketing videos that I can shoot on my cell phone or I can shoot on my laptop. So what does the delivery look like? What does the messaging look like? What are the visuals, and how do I create a story? For some people, that means I am an expert or an executive in the tech field, and I want to be seen as a contributor on CNBC or MSNBC or Fox Business. So teach me how to navigate a live studio situation and how to pitch myself to a producer. And then for some people, that means I need you to help me tell my brand story and what is my story via video and that delivery. So it means a couple of different things for a couple of different people. And it depends, again, what industry you're in and where you're looking to take your career.
Right. So what kind of clients do you usually work with?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of my business was centered on public speaking, and that has all but dried up in terms of face-to-face public speaking training. And I did a lot of keynote speaking and large group seminars for corporations, workshops, et cetera. All of that is gone. So what I have found is that people need on-camera skills, and that applies across the board. Where it used to just be perhaps executives who were looking to present as a thought leader on a network, it now means everybody, even those who never had any iota of interest in having an on-camera career, now has an on-camera career.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, right. There's some stuff going on camera. Let me tell you. I mean, we've all seen this shot, right?
Yep,
Right?
yep.
Have you seen this one? Yeah. Or like the
Definitely.
up the nose shot. It's good times. So it really is across the board right now. I work with small businesses who are looking, I need to be on Zoom to meet people, and I really don't know how to navigate it. And that means everything from messaging and delivery and shot optimization and background and all of the stuff that goes into making a video call compelling and amplifying your message and not detracting from it. It also means executives. I work with a lot of HR folks who are their executives handlers and need to teach their executives how to speak on camera, especially at home, which is an interesting thing because, I don't know about you, but I never prior to this saw my boss's bedroom or my boss's kitchen for that matter.
Yeah.
Listen, and I come from the news business, so I realize not everybody can say that, but there is an issue with authority and credibility that can go along with this whole work from home thing. And so there are certain ways to position yourself literally physically within the frame of the camera, but also with your messaging that really help you maintain that authority and credibility, which is important. And the connection too, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what conversations you've been having with those clients over the last couple months?
Boy, well, I'll tell you, I have done more Zoom tutorials and webinars than I can even count. I have been on Zoom more times in the last 2 months than I have been on Zoom in the duration of my 20-year broadcasting career. And a lot of the questions that people have are, for me, what seems second nature, because I spend so much time on camera, for other people is not. And I get that, they are not sure what a good frame looks like, and by frame, I mean where you are in that little video box, or
Right.
how should they be positioned? What should be in their background? Do they use a virtual background? And some yes, some no. And so they have basic questions. And what I try and tell people is that the motto is, if it distracts, it detracts. And so a lot of the things that we talk about outside of messaging is the aesthetics of the shot. And I realize that can seem superficial, but everything on camera is aesthetics with a purpose. There's a purpose and a reason behind the way things are done, which is what I learned in my 20-year news career. So with the colors you wear, the dead space, for example, around you in the shot, if I had a lot of headroom, or a lot of, I was sitting very far away from the camera, all of those things are important in amplifying your message. So we talk a lot about, when I talk with my clients, we talk a lot about what shot setup looks like, and then what messaging looks like. There are some differences in messaging when you're on camera versus when you are in person.
Right.
Energy being one of them.
Yes. So I know we talked about this, but obviously you have a lot of tips that you put on LinkedIn and all that, and I've watched some to try to figure out how to actually do this. And
You're good.
Thank you. But what's probably your biggest tip for all the video calls that people are doing? Because my whole business has changed, because now it went from being face to face, and now I'm doing everything on camera.
You have an on-camera career.
Exactly. Right.
And you have a lovely face. So you're
Thank
perfect, even though most of it's covered right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
that's going to get taken
everybody
care of soon.
across the country right now.
Yeah.
So I would say one of the questions that I get very, very frequently is, I don't know what to do with my eyes. I don't know where to look. And I get it. You're distracted. You want to look at what's going on beneath the lens on your camera or your laptop or wherever it is that you're doing your video call. And you want to look at yourself and check out your hair, and does my suit wrinkled, and all that other good stuff. However, here's what that has the effect of doing. If the person is the camera lens, and that is how it is on camera, and I'm not looking into that lens, it has the effect of me having a conversation with somebody while I am looking off camera. And I would never do this. And hopefully, if you're watching this at home, you would not do this either, because you can see the longer that I spend looking off camera, the more awkward and weird it gets. So be aware that the person is on the other side of the camera. So when you are talking, you've got to be looking into that camera. Then the follow-up question that I get to that is, but then I can't see their facial expression, and I can't see their body language. And a lot of that, of course, puts context into the words that they're saying. So my answer to that is, when you are speaking, you're looking into the camera. When they are speaking, you are looking in the monitor. And that is how you kind of put that context with body language and facial expression, and you pull it all together. Now, the one time that that's different, and I'm going to mention it here because a lot of us are in this situation and circumstance, is when it's not just a one-on-one. Like, for example, you and I talking right now, the audience isn't there. It's just you and me. When you were on a webinar or something where there is an audience that is watching, then things change a little bit, because you want to be able to keep engaging the audience. And so in that particular scenario, when I mention it, because a lot of us are on webinars and group calls, et cetera, they're often not just one-to-one, is, again, if you're talking, you're looking into the camera. They're talking, you're looking into the monitor. However, if there is an audience, every now and then, as that person is talking, look up to the camera, re-engage with the audience, let them know that you are still aware that they're there. You are looking at them, right? You nod, you smile, whatever it is, and then you go back down to the person who is speaking.
Right.
And it's a little bit of a dance. There's not a science to it. It's really more of an art form, and figuring out, right, where you feel comfortable and how to calibrate that with whomever your audience is and whomever the speaker is. It takes practice, but those are the 3 steps.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching, if you want to learn more about Kerry and her business, how she could help you out, I'm going to put our contact information at the end of this video, just like always. Also, be sure to check out our Tuesday night virtual happy hours, connect with some other great people. Kerry, thanks for coming on with us today.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. All of our bloopers, I think, are pre and maybe perhaps post. I want to be on your blooper reel.
We got to work on that then.
Okay.
And everybody else, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.